So we hope that this week you are fully enjoying time off, getting festive in the holidays, and we just wanted to be here with you, and we have a great Christmas special. So we're going to start with a trending story that Jackie told me about, and I will admit, I was like, well, people really know this story, and I was kind of giving her, like, I know you wanted to share it, so
yes,
please.
I wanted to do a heartwarming story, and I just want to look at my notes, though, so I don't do the guy wrong. So this influencer, or what would you call him, like a GoFundMe influencer, Samuel Wiedenhofer.
He's in Australia?
I don't know, I think he's English,
Okay.
Wiedenhofer or German, but he raised one of the largest GoFundMe for an Army veteran. His name's Ed Bombas.
Oh, wow.
88 years old.
Oh.
And what happened is he retired from General Motors back in 99, and then in 2012 they went bankrupt.
Oh,
So
yes.
he lost his pension and he lost his medical, and then his wife got sick.
Oh, gosh.
I know, and she passed away 7 years ago, and he cries. He's so touched. He is just a warm, loving, beautiful soul. Like, I was so touched by him. He said he went and thanked everybody because he was in $225,000 worth of debt.
Holy moly, that would be like
and he had to work 5 days a week.
Where?
It was some grocery store.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I guess his employees nominated him. He's hardworking. He's 88 years old, worked 5 days a week just to make ends meet. So he went on to thank everybody. He said, I would love to thank everyone in person, but I can't, so I'm going to thank you on this video. And he said that he loves his wife. He misses his wife. And then they said, what are you going to do? And he said, I'm going to go hunting, fishing, and golf. He's going to golf, and he's going to help fix up his house. Him and his son live together, and I guess they're going to fix up the house. And he said, and I want to thank the Lord for all his blessings, the good Lord. And then he cries. Like, you see him crying when they gave him the check. It's just so, it makes you see the good that we are a great nation, and we are a giving nation, and we do love.
Yeah.
That story just, I'm
because
so happy for him.
We keep hearing in the news, like, how bad things are, how people are into themselves and they don't care, but people do care.
No, they care.
Yeah. And how much money? 1.7 million?
1.7 million, but when I went on the GoFundMe, it's still collecting money. It's at 1.9 million.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they'll like put it in a trust for him, or
Yeah.
somehow he's going to secure it for him. But I just said, wow, I think of my parents because my mom's 81. My dad's not even 80 yet. But
He's almost there.
He's almost there. And I would hate to see them having to work 5 days a week in your 80s. And he's in his late 80s.
And that much debt, too. I mean, that would give, like, Dave Ramsey a heart attack.
Yes. But the one thing that he said that I loved, I forgot this. He said, so what would you tell people? I've never heard it said like this. He said, be kind, smile, and be honest.
Oh,
I know.
that sounds wonderful.
It's just like, it's so happy to see. Like, he said he can go now, maybe live the life he wanted, because he had to sell his home, his property, everything, and then still was in debt to take care of his wife's medical bills.
That is horrible. Gee, like, people got to do better because, I mean, GM, they're still selling cars and stuff, but
Yeah.
I'm just glad that people pulled through for him. And
It's nice to see. It's nice. And I wanted to encourage everyone with that story.
and I have a story, too. I was trying, like you said, to think of something like heartfelt this time. I mean, our Thanksgiving one, we have a doozy if you want to see some funny stuff, but I also wanted to share, like, a heartwarming, like, touching Christmas miracle story.
Oh,
just
I'm glad.
because I just feel like the holidays are a time, because we're Christian, to just reflect on, the birth of Jesus and how, like, unlikely that is. And to my surprise, though, it wasn't that easy to find a story.
Really?
Like, yeah, I was having difficulty, or some of them were, like, short, or one interesting one was in the 30s, during the Great Depression, they found a baby when they stopped on the side of the road. But they did, like, a whole investigative discovery thing. Sorry, I know I went off on a tangent on that one, but I was like, I didn't feel like it had, like, that heartwarming.
So this is like a God wink.
Yes.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah, it's a God wink, which you love God winks.
I love God winks. I get God winks.
I know. With rainbows, right?
I do rainbows.
Yes, and I just feel like, I mean, some people may not believe in this and be like, this is so fake, but, I believe God does miracles, and this is the time of miracles.
It's that you don't believe in coincidences. You believe that God does come through with miracles.
Orchestrate, and orchestrate things.
He comes into our timeline.
All right, so I did find this on a website, and I will put the link in our description. And it says, this happened to me on December 24th, 1997. I have to tell you that first because I wouldn't believe this story myself had I not lived it.
Wow.
It was like God was trying to get me to just slow down and pay attention for once. Call it a miracle or call it a thin place. It was a place where God stepped closer and something beautiful happened. So he's a minister too.
Wow.
Saying this. I was newly ordained and I had my first official ministry job working at a large downtown gospel rescue mission in New Orleans. I directed the women's shelter there, and that year was my first holiday season on the job. Try to envision the chaos of a homeless shelter during the holidays. There are many volunteers coming in and out, people dropping off donations all day long. Local celebrities make their way in for photo ops. Camera crews looking for human interest stories follow close behind. And because of the weather or stress or all of the above, there are many more people in need of help. Chaos. We were short on staff at the mission that Christmas Eve, and to make matters worse, it was very cold that year. Everyone who lived on the streets was crowding in for holiday dinners, coats, and a place to sleep during the freezing nighttime.
Wow, in New Orleans.
I was assigned to work right at the main door of the shelter that afternoon. Meanwhile, the women's shelter in the back was already packed to the gills, with women sleeping on cots in the hallway. I was trying, among many other tasks that day, to sit at the telephone and call other shelters to see if any of them had room for some of the women in my shelter. In the meantime, I had the onerous task of turning people away, no more room in the inn, and watching them head back into the cold. Oh, that's so sad.
That's so sad.
I don't know what, I mean,
I would cry.
I don't think I would do good work in there. I
Me
think I'd be
neither. I'd
inviting
be taking him home.
me too.
Gosh.
As the afternoon sun began to disappear, a woman came through the front door with two children, about 10 and 12, a boy and a girl. She was well dressed, another person coming to do a holiday good deed, my cynical self thought. She approached the desk with tears in her eyes and explained that her husband had problems with drugs and that they left the house quickly before he became violent. She didn't have any family in town, no place to get to that night, no money for a hotel. She went on to explain that they had already been to every other homeless shelter in town, but no one had room for her and her kids. Could they please just stay one night until she could make arrangements to get to a friend in Mississippi? With the words of Luke's gospel ringing in my head, she wrapped him in strips of cloth and laid him in a manger because there was no room for them in the inn. I began to feel a deep kinship with the innkeeper of Bethlehem. There were too many people with too many crises. I didn't have enough space and I couldn't allow them to stay. I calmly explained to the woman that I had no room whatsoever.
Wow.
I told her I was very sorry, but she would have to find another solution. Her tears started in earnest, and she began to beg me to please help her. It was Christmas Eve. I began to try to explain again that there was no way I could help, that I was sorry, but I had to abide by the rules of the shelter. As I tried to explain, I couldn't get the words out over the ringing of the front desk telephone. It rang and rang and rang. Why doesn't someone get that? I thought. I asked the woman to sit down just for a minute while I answered the telephone. Good afternoon, New Orleans Mission. Can I help you? I answered. The woman on the other end of the telephone said, This is a strange request, but I have already called all the other shelters in town, and no one seems to know what I'm talking about. My name is Joyce Smith, and I am a member of the Great St. Stephen's Full Gospel Baptist Church, she explained. I live by myself, and I have a rather demanding job. But yesterday, while I was praying, I felt God was telling me a family was coming to visit me, and that family would need my help to have Christmas.
Oh my God.
I know.
I'm gonna cry.
I'm not exactly sure, but I think this family is a woman with two young teenagers, she continued. I felt it so strongly that I went out yesterday to buy decorations and presents and food. I usually don't do Christmas that big on my own. And I got my house ready for them. Tree is up, presents are wrapped, ham is in the oven. But I've been trying since yesterday to find the family that God wants me to help. Do you have my family?
Man.
Ooh, I know.
This is a tearjerker.
Yes. That's like, man, God was...
My eyes are watering. Ooh.
I sat there in the chair behind the desk, exhausted from all the running and planning I had been doing. I could smell the smells of the big mission building, Clorox, body odor, and despair. I could feel the dissonance of Christmas music blaring and hearts breaking, while I listened to the voice of Joyce Smith trying to explain what she even knew sounded crazy. I looked across the lobby at the woman huddled in a row of chairs, holding her two kids close to her, trying to reassure them that they'd be all right, but sobbing quietly nonetheless. I listened and I looked and I finally said, Just a moment, please. Then I crossed the lobby to the woman waiting and said, bewildered, "Excuse me, ma'am, I believe this call is for you."
Wow, that's just like, oh God.
Joy Smith did come to pick the family up. They did spend Christmas with her, opening presents and sleeping safely. And they did get on a bus 2 days later to get a friend who could help them. It's almost 30 years later, and I'm still bewildered by what happened at the mission that day. But I learned that miracles float all around us, thin places. We just don't recognize them until the situation is desperate, or we just can't solve the problem, or an angel shows up, or calls on the telephone. In and among the chaos and stress these weeks, take some time to look hard for a miracle. Open your heart, even just a crack, to the presence of God. Thin places are all around us, like a shooting star in the sky, like a hopeless and hurting family suddenly celebrating abundance, like a young teenager who became pregnant and delivered a baby.
Wow. I have like a little side story to this.
Yeah.
God did that with my mom.
Oh,
She
yeah.
had a vision of a family and they needed bread and milk.
Oh.
And God showed her and she brought them that and they told her that touched them so much because that's all they asked God for.
Oh.
She brought them more stuff, but she brought them bread and milk. And they said that was exactly what they were praying for. So it's true.
Yeah. God hears our prayers. God is there listening.
And we do have to be open to the God winks.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I always tell God, make my heart receptive to see him.
Amen.
That was touching. That gave me tears.
Just reading it, because it was a couple of weeks ago when I found it, but reading it out loud, wow.
Wow.
It's amazing. And if you have a touching holiday story that you'd like to share with us, we'd love to hear from you. Or, if you're struggling and you just need some prayer, you can send the request over. I mean, we're not a ministry, but, we still will pray. How can they get a hold of us?
You can text us at 757-756-7487 or email us connect@KNOWBUDDIES757.com, and we would love to hear from you.
Want to be in the know?
Subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Listen to us on all podcast platforms.
Follow us on all our socials.
Visit our website, thenobody757.com. I'm Kashmir.
I'm Jackie.
And we are
The Nobodies 757.